Hello. Let's understand the breadboard use. Breadboard is an open-ended circuit board. Breadboards are available in different sizes. Typically, they're available in a mini size and a half size and a full size. We shall be using the full size only. Building blocks are mounted on the breadboard. Use the breadboard correctly, with the arrow mark pointing upwards for us to proceed. Breadboards have well-defined rows and columns. The rows on the breadboard are labelled in alphabets, starting from A till J. This is row A. This is B. This is C. This is D. And this is E, and so on. Similarly, F till J. And these are columns. Columns are labelled in numbers from 1 till 64 as seen. This is column 1, and so on. The breadboard forms an alphanumeric grid. This is a view of how on the breadboard the blocks are mounted. They are all easy to mount with the pins that we had seen earlier. Let's see the detailed video provided for mounting the building blocks. It is very important to understand the rows and columns because all numbering processes will follow as far as the mounting the blocks on this breadboard for this open-ended circuit board. Now, for example, if you want A10, this is A and this is 10. So this is a 10. This is how the breadboard forms a grid for the correct placement of components. You can see a few more examples here. Upper two lines and bottom two lines are the power lines. This complete line is positive. Of course, we need a connector to carry the power to the complete row. This complete line is positive and this is negative. Similarly, this line is positive and this one is negative. I repeat again. The upper line is positive and the lower one is negative. Let's now try and understand a little bit more about these breadboard power lines. We discussed that the upper line is positive, the bottom one is negative. Similarly, this side is positive and this side is negative. But there is a gap in between these two. There is no connection between here and here to here, and similarly on the other side. We just saw the positive and negative lines on both sides. This becomes positive only when there is a connection made between these two. Otherwise, the positive line ends here when the power is fed from one side. Same is the case with the negative lines. These are the lines which are internally connected as columns, unlike the power lines which are horizontally connected as rows. And there is no connection between these two sets of internally connected columns. Let's try to understand how the numbering we discussed above is followed for a physical component. Let's take an LED, which is identified as the building block LU3. We see here F24 plus, F28 minus is where the LED needs to be mounted, simply indicating row F and column 24 for the positive side and row F and column 28 for the negative side of the LED to be inserted on the breadboard. This is row F, and here we have column 24. So the positive end will go to F24 and the negative to F28. So this point will go here and this point here. Many components have polarity, positive and negative. So make sure that positive and negative are mounted properly. Otherwise, the circuit will not work or the component will get damaged. For example, Now let's look into the physical building blocks mounted onto the breadboard. And here is a buzzer. This side is positive and this side is negative. So the pin on the positive side will be mounted here. Negative pin will be mounted here. And that is how the connection takes place as far as this particular component is concerned. Similarly, all the blocks are to be mounted as per their position specified in the physical diagram. Please see the detailed audio-visual provided on breadboard understanding and correlating of the physical diagram, circuit diagram, and real hardware.